Your cat has been waiting every single day for something so small, so simple, that when you hear it, you're going to feel it in your chest. Most owners go their whole lives thinking their cat is just independent, mysterious, hard to read. But the truth is, your cat has been reaching out to you in ways you never noticed. And every time you missed it, they quietly stopped trying a little more. This video is about what they've been waiting for, and I promise, by the end, you'll never look at your cat the same way again. Here's the thing nobody tells you when you bring a cat home. Your cat is not waiting for the perfect toy, the fanciest bed, or the most expensive food. They're waiting for you, just a slightly different version of you, one who understands what they've been asking for all along. These aren't complicated things. They're not expensive things. They're moments, small, daily moments that your cat has been hoping you'd figure out. Some owners never do, but you're about to. Give them a high place they can truly call their own. Quick question. When your cat jumps on top of the refrigerator, what do? If your answer is bring them down, you've been breaking their heart a little every single time. And here's why. Cats are not climbing your furniture to be difficult. They're responding to one of the oldest, deepest instincts in their entire biology. Height equals safety. Height equals control. In the wild, the cat who finds the highest vantage point is the cat who survives. That instinct doesn't vanish because they now live in a cozy apartment with you. It lives in them every single moment of every day. A study published in the journal Applied Animal Behavior Science found that cats given access to elevated spaces showed dramatically lower signs of stress compared to cats kept at ground level only. We're not talking about a preference like how you prefer the window seat on a plane. We're talking about a need, a real biological, emotional need. Now think about your home. When your cat gets overwhelmed, when something scares them or overstimulates them, where do they go? Under the bed? Behind the couch? Somewhere low and dark? That's not your cat being dramatic. That's your cat going to the only place they feel safe because you never gave them a high one. A tall cat tree near a window, a cleared-off shelf with a folded blanket, even a wall-mounted perch in a quiet corner. Any of these completely changes your cat's sense of security inside your home. When a cat has a high place that belongs to them, they stop disappearing into hiding spots. They start watching, calm, confident, present. And that shift from hiding to watching is the moment your cat stops surviving in your home and starts living in it. And if this one surprised you, the last thing on this list is the one that's going to stay with you the longest, because you've had the chance to do it every single day, and you never knew. Stop reaching for them when they didn't ask. Has your cat ever flinched when you reached for them, ducked away, just quietly relocated to another room? Most owners brush it off, but your cat just told you something, clearly, directly, and you didn't hear it. Every time you reach for your cat without them signaling they want contact, you are making an unspoken withdrawal from a trust account you didn't even know you had. One or two moments, no real damage, but dozens of times a day across months and years, that account empties. And once it does, your cat stops asking because asking never led anywhere good. Here's what most people genuinely don't know. Cats are one of the very few domestic animals who need to initiate affection for it to feel meaningful to them. Research from the University of Lincoln confirmed that cats who had control over when and how they were touched showed significantly stronger bonds with their owners than cats who were freely petted on the owner's schedule. So what does asking look like from a cat? It's the head pressed deliberately into your palm. It's walking towards you with the tail raised straight like a flag. It's settling into your lap without being placed there. Those are invitations, clear, intentional invitations. Everything else is you deciding for them. The hard part of this one is the doing nothing, letting your cat walk past without your hand automatically reaching down, sitting quietly with your hand still in your lap. It feels wrong at first, almost cold, But within days of practicing this, something quietly remarkable begins to happen. Your cat starts coming to you more, not because you rewarded them, not because you trained them, but because you finally became a person they feel safe approaching. And hey, if this is already shifting the way you see your cat, hit like and subscribe. We're helping owners understand what their cats have been waiting for, and we want to reach more of them.
Come down to their level. Literally. When was the last time you sat on the floor? Just sat there, next to your cat. Not to move them, not to pick something up, just to be with them in their space. If you're struggling to remember, you're not unusual, but you are missing one of the simplest, most powerful things you can do for your relationship with your cat. Think about what your cat sees when they look at you. A large, fast-moving creature that towers above them at every moment of every day. You make sudden sounds, you shift direction without warning. From your cat's perspective, you are genuinely, physically enormous and unpredictable. And unpredictable large things are not things a cat relaxes around. But when you lower yourself, when you sit on the floor or lie down or just crouch, something shifts immediately. Animal behavior researchers have long noted that cats read physical height as a dominance signal. The taller you are relative to them, the more threatening your body language reads. The moment you remove that height, you remove a layer of that threat. Try it today. Find your cat wherever they're resting. Sit down on the floor a few feet away. Don't call them over, don't reach out. Just exist in their space, at their height, without an agenda. Watch their face. Most cats will look at you differently within seconds. Some will slowly come over. Others will simply exhale deeper, soften their posture, stop monitoring you, because for once, you're not something that requires monitoring. For shy cats, for anxious cats, for newly adopted cats still deciding if you're safe, this single act can do more than months of coaxing. You didn't trick them into trusting you. You earned it in a language they actually understand. Let them smell you before you touch. Before you reach for your cat, do you offer your hand first, or do you go straight for the head? Be honest, because most owners skip this step every time, and it quietly chips away at something important. Here's what's happening from inside your cat's world. Your cat's sense of smell is roughly 14 times more powerful than yours. Scent is their primary language. It's how they map their environment, how they identify individuals, how they assess whether any given moment feels safe or not. Before your cat decides anything about you, including whether they want to be touched right now, they want to smell what version of you walked into the room today. When you skip that step and go directly to physical contact, you've interrupted their entire process. The touch arrives before they've had a chance to say yes or no. And a cat who doesn't get to say yes or no learns slowly, over time, that your hands are unpredictable, that they arrive without warning, that they can't be entirely trusted. The fix takes 2 seconds. Extend one finger, or the back of your hand, a short distance from their nose. Then wait. Let them come to it. If they lean in and bump you, green light. If they turn their head or pull back, they just gave you a clear, honest answer. Honor it. Research published in the Journal of Veterinary Behavior found that cats permitted to initiate contact through scent first showed meaningfully fewer stress responses during handling and recovered more quickly when they did feel uncomfortable. 2 seconds of patience. That's all that stands between your cat feeling handled and your cat feeling respected. Build a rhythm they can set your clock to. Have you ever noticed your cat appearing in the kitchen at almost exactly the same time every morning, even before you've made a move toward their bowl? That's not coincidence. That's your cat telling you, quietly and clearly, what they need more than almost anything else: predictability. Cats don't experience time the way we do. They experience patterns. When you feed them at the same hour, play with them at the same window of the day, settle into your evening routine at a consistent time, your cat builds an internal map around those moments. That map becomes their sense of security, their sense of stability, their whole felt experience of whether this home is a safe place to live. When the map breaks, even slightly, even temporarily, it costs them something. Research published in the Journal of Feline Medicine and Surgery identified unpredictable home environments as one of the leading causes of chronic stress in indoor cats.
Not dramatic disruptions, not moves or new pets, just small inconsistencies repeated over time. Feeding running late, playtime disappearing for a week, you coming home at wildly different hours every night. To you, that's just life. To your cat, the one stable thing in their world just became unreliable. You don't have to be rigid about this. You just have to be consistent in the moments that matter. A feeding window they can count on, a few minutes of play they can anticipate. Even just settling into the same spot on the couch at night gives your cat a rhythm they can exhale into. A cat who always knows what's coming next is a cat who isn't burning energy bracing for uncertainty. And that energy, the energy they get back when they're not anxious, is exactly what they use to love you.
Do you ever talk to your cat when no one else is around? Maybe when you're making coffee, walking through the house, getting ready for bed. If you do, don't stop. You are doing the one thing your cat has been waiting for longer than anything else on this list. Here's something that stops most people in their tracks when they hear it. Adult cats do not meow at other cats. Meowing, that whole vocal system, is something cats developed specifically to communicate with humans. Your cat looked at you and over time created an entirely new language designed for one audience, you. Every meow at the front door when you come home, every chirp from the windowsill when you walk past, every soft sound they make while following you down the hallway at night, that's them using a tool they built for you, speaking a language that exists for you. And most owners never talk back. Research from Lund University in Sweden found that cats develop unique vocal patterns tailored to their specific owner. Patterns no other cat has because no other cat is trying to reach the same person. And research in animal cognition confirms that cats recognize their owner's voice and respond to it differently than any other human voice they hear. They know when you're speaking to them. They are genuinely listening. You don't need a special tone or careful words. Just talk. Say good morning when you pass them. Tell them what you're making for dinner. Narrate your evening like they're there, because they are, and they want to be included. It sounds a little silly until you realize your cat invented an entire language just to be closer to you. The least you can do is answer. None of these things are complicated. None of them cost anything, but every single one of them requires from you the same thing: paying attention. A high place to feel safe, touch on their terms, your presence at their level, a 2-second pause before you reach for them, a rhythm they can trust, and your voice offered freely every day. These are the things your cat has been waiting for, not for a week, not for a month, for their whole life, quietly, patiently, hopefully, the only way a cat can wait. And here's the beautiful part. It's not too late, not even close. Start with one thing on this list today and watch what comes back to you. Because a cat who finally feels understood doesn't stay distant. They come home to you, even if they were sitting in the same room the whole time.